right, this is the first appearance docket for Butler County, Kansas, April 19th, 2023. First matters on the docket are 4 cases, all entitled State of Kansas versus Dylan Philmeyer, 22 TR 4063, 22 CR 490, 22 CR 462, and 23 CR 198. The state appears by Assistant County Attorney Amber Norris. The defendant, Dylan Philmeyer, appears in person in custody at the Butler County Jail. All parties are appearing by Zoom.
You say I have 4 cases, Your Honor? Sorry, I apologize.
You do, yes.
I just have 1 case in front of me here, Your Honor.
Well, I'm going to go over each of these with you. So you probably have in front of you the charging document for 23 CR 198.
I don't have any case numbers whatsoever on here, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we'll go over each one of these cases so you'll know what's going on, Mr. Philmeyer.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the first case I'm going to address is 22 TR 4063. This is a case in which you've had a first appearance back on January the 4th. It's for a charge of operating a car without an ignition interlock device. You had a hearing back on February the 6th. Your attorney was present with you. Matter was set over to April the 10th. Looks like on April 10th, your case was called. You weren't available or weren't on the call on the Zoom with Judge Webster. She issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture. Indicates that perhaps you had tried to get in by Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor. My attorney.
Listen, Mr. Philmeyer, let me finish.
Yeah, I apologize. Sorry, Your Honor. Go ahead. I can't see very good, so.
All right. So after 10 o'clock at some point, you had tried to enter the waiting room. Looks like Judge Webster advised the clerk to tell you you needed to appear at the Sally Port. And then you didn't appear at the Sally Port. So Judge Webster issued the bench warrant bond forfeiture, I think with a no bond hold. So that's why we're here on that case, Mr. Philmeyer.
Okay, my attorney had filed for a motion. I told him what happened, and I sent him screenshots of the error codes that were happening. So that was the day after. So it would have been the 11th that him and I had talked, and he filed a motion for the bench or for the warrant, Your Honor.
Okay, well, let's keep going through these so you'll know what you're here for.
All right, thank you.
22 CR 490. This is a charge involving a violation of a protection order. You've already had a first appearance. This is the same situation from the April 10th. Judge issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture in this case. Is Josh Andrews representing you on all of these cases?
Yes, sir. He's supposed to be. I guess he's not doing a very good job, apparently. So.
Okay. 22 CR 462. This is a domestic battery, criminal damage to property case. You've had a first appearance. Again, this is the same situation. All these cases were set, or these 3 cases were all set on April 10th with bench warrant bond forfeitures set. So that's what brings you here on these cases. When were you picked up, Mr. Philmeyer?
I was picked up the other night or 2 days ago for my buddy who was driving without a driver's license, and I got arrested for a different charge. So,
Your Honor, he was arrested on April 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in relation to the new case.
Okay. All right. Ms. Norris, what's the state's position on setting bond on these 3 cases?
Your Honor, he has these 3 cases, plus he has excuse me, 5 other ones that all are in the same posture.
So I have
He was,
Mr. Philmeyer, you'll have an opportunity to
Apologize,
address
sorry.
the court. Let her finish, please.
Your Honor, he was to appear in front of Judge Webster on April 10th. In all of these cases, the no bond hold issues have not, I'm sorry. He has 3 other cases that have no bond hold warrants in them that have just not been processed through the system as yet. And then he has another case that he pled, a possession of meth case that he pled to on March 22nd and has a sentencing date of May 15th. And in conjunction with that plea, we dismissed another meth case, 22 CR 149. So he's got 7 active cases plus this new case that we're here today on. So actually, I think a no bond hold is appropriate because he just keeps going out and getting new cases. So I would ask that the court give him a fairly quick date with Judge Webster. She has the bulk of his cases, 6 of them. I would suggest her next Monday date. I would actually not be requesting the date that's on the list that was given to us by the clerk. I'd actually be requesting, a date in May at the latest for him to be in front of Judge Webster to maybe try and take care of these misdemeanors. Like I said, his sentencing date is May 15th in the other case. So maybe the May 15th in front of Judge Webster at 9 o'clock. But basically he just needs a new date and to get back on the court's calendar.
Is the May 15th date with Judge Webster?
Yeah, that's a Monday, 9 o'clock docket.
With Satterfield, Your Honor. Not with Webster, so it'd be conflicting of judges anyways.
And Your Honor, Judge Webster is the court for these 3 cases.
May 15th, my 2 felonies, it'd be in front of Miss Satterfield, Your Honor.
Mr. Philmeyer, you'll get your opportunity to talk. Let me.
I apologize, sir.
Ms. Norris.
It's very irritated at the moment.
The 3 cases that Judge Webster issued the no bond hold on are with Judge Webster, and she does have a court date on Monday, May 15th at 9. And his felony cases are set that same day in front of a different judge. But we could proceed, but I believe he actually has a different attorney. Yeah, he has Mr. Watts for the felony case. And
To
Mr.
your knowledge,
Andrews
does he have any current court dates set with Judge Webster on other cases?
No, these 6 cases where he failed to appear all need a new, he just basically needs to get back on her calendar.
Right.
And then obviously this new case, he needs to have a full first appearance and a new date or a date.
We'll get to that shortly. Angela, am I going to run into problems if I set this on May 15th rather than July 17th?
I don't think so, Judge.
All right, Mr. Philmeyer, I'm going to set these 3 cases back in front of Judge Webster on May 15th at 9 o'clock by Zoom.
All right, am I going to be able to get a bond, Your Honor?
No, not on those 3 cases.
All right.
And you've already
Because
gotten,
my attorney filed a motion for this, so is that motion still in effect, I assume, since he's still trying to get a bond set out of these?
I don't see any motions filed in the court file, at least. Are you aware of any motions that have been filed, Ms. Norris?
Your Honor, I did look up, just one of the cases that we have right now in front of the court. And I did not see a motion filed as yet. That doesn't mean that he is not in process on that, but I don't have one yet in any of these 3 cases.
All right, Mr. Philmeyer, I would suggest trying to get in touch with Mr. Andrews if you want to try to address those bonds you have with.
Do you have his number by chance? Or would they give it to me here at the end?
Sometimes they have some cards there with attorneys. You all have Josh Andrews.
I'll do it. He'd get it for me, thank you.
All right, let's take up now first appearance on 23 CR 198. This case was charged today, shortly before lunch. In this case, Mr. Fillmore, there's one count, or Phil Meyer, alleges that on April 17th, 2023 in Butler County, Kansas, you were in unlawful possession of methamphetamine. That is charged as possession of methamphetamine, a level 5 drug felony. Do you understand your charge in this case, Mr. Philmeyer?
No, I really don't, Your Honor.
All right, it's alleged that you were in Butler County and that you had in your possession methamphetamine, which is unlawful to possess in the state of Kansas.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
A level 5 drug felony carries a sentencing range, depending on your prior criminal history, between 10 months and 42 months in prison.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And up to a $100,000 fine.
I understand now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Angela, my list doesn't designate which division this case has been assigned to. Do you know?
I do not, but let me see if I can find out for you real quick.
It looks like it's been assigned to me.
It's bullshit.
Excuse me, Mr. Philmont?
Do what?
Excuse me?
I was talking with the Sally Port here.
He was speaking to me, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Philmeyer, this case is set in front of me. Your next hearing will be by Zoom on the felony preliminary hearing control docket on June 20th, 2023 at 2:30 p.m. June 20th, 2023 at 2:30 by Zoom. Mr. Philmeyer, do you have the financial resources to hire your own attorney on this case?
It depends if I want to be able to get out of here before May 15th or not, Your Honor. I have a job, I do work.
Where do you work?
I work at Beaver Plumbing
Where's that located?
out of Augusta, Your Honor.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and appoint Josh Andrews to represent you on this case as well.
Okay.
You can always hire anybody you want, but you'll have court-appointed counsel on this case for the time being. Now, just because it's court-appointed doesn't mean it's free. Depending on what happens on the case, you may be ordered to pay back some or all those fees. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Norris, does the state have a recommendation for bond in this case?
Your Honor, recommend 10,000 cash surety.
Where do you reside, Mr. Philmeyer?
I live in Augusta, Your Honor.
And how long have you had your employment with the plumbing outfit?
4 months, Your Honor.
I'll set bond in this case at $5,000 cash or surety. As a condition of bond, you're not to possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, were you able to get Mr. Andrews' phone number?
Not yet, Your Honor. I will be.
Your Honor, I'll make sure he gets Mr. Andrews' contact information after court.
Okay,
That-
I can
Judge,
give
you want
it to
me
you
to-
right now. 316.
Can you say it one more time, Your Honor?
316.
Good. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate you very much.
All right, anything else on these cases, Miss Norris?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Miss Philmeyer, you are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.